Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Renuka and today is the unboxing of Hero Arts My Monthly Kit. And this kit is quite an awesome one and everybody is talking about this kit. So let's jump into it. And wow, look at this. They have this beautiful organza multicolored ribbon, and this time they had like 2 ribbons with them. So you can play with that and use those on your cards and tags and everything else. Then we have this handmade mulberry papers. These are quite a festive colors in those, and it's quite a bit long. Look at those. These are kind of handmade papers or rice papers if you have an idea about them. And then these are the colors. Colors are really awesome. And then these inks. Actually these are the water-based inks, and it's so awesome. In their blog hop, I saw lots of images that how they can use with the distress ink, how you can mix to get the different colors, in between colors. So this is the awesome thing to have in your stash, and I'll show you that all these festive colors are really nice. This is festive red, then this is festive, it's a festive teal color, and then it's the yellow color, and it's so too good to have water, so you can see that how those colors are. So this is the red one here, this kind of pink color, and then we have this blue also, and it's kind of a nice blue color, and you can combine those and you will get the purple shade. And this is the yellow, so after adding this yellow you will get the green shade. Everyone is talking about this inks, and this is so nice to have. And one of the plus point of these inks are you can use in between, or you can use just like a distress inks or distress oxide, because if you just color them and give them with the water tap, that gonna react and you will have the same spot with now you can see that the proportion I add, you can get the various shades of colors. Now you can get n number of colors with this. You can add this yellow here and you will get a little bit muddy color, the brownish one, and if you add this yellow and red, you will get the orange color, something. This is yellow and this is red, so it's quite a versatile one. At the same time you have that palette. Now look at this orange color. So it totally depends on how much water you add them and how you want to react them. So this is a really nice palette all around here, and you can use it for the various projects, and that gonna perfectly match with the other things. Now what you do, the same techniques with these inks like you do with the distress inks here. You can just dab the excess ink and you can have a beautiful texture. And yeah, so quite nice things you can do with this inks. Then after drying this, you can spritz it with a little bit of water and you can dab that color, so it will lift those color, and we're going to do that afterwards. And this is the stamp. So stamps are, oh my gosh. Actually I just decided to kind of stop all the subscriptions right now, because I have so much stuff with me, and I think I'm not doing justice with those products because I'm not using them. But look at these products. This is quite an awesome one. They always have this kind of special theme paper with it, and almost have all the dies with it, and you will get one fancy die. And look at this 4-card thing. This is so nice, and you can use these color combinations also. It's nice birds and all the things. Fiesta theme. Then you have this big dies and all the small dies. So there is this one fancy die, and I tried to cut it out with the paper, and I didn't get a first and proper impression. Then I decided to go ahead with the shim, and I have this cottage metal. This is like the universal sheen. I have this for a long time with me. Then I went through it and I chose a little bit lightweight paper. So then I get this beautiful frame, and I hope this gonna also work with the watercolor paper. It is not like that. Maybe I didn't use sheen that time, that's why it didn't get me a clean cut. But despite of that, there are more or less you have all the dies. And for this one, it just like I'll just zoom it out. My last video. Then you can get an idea that I love to create my own backgrounds and create lots of things with them. So now I want to see that how this distress this ink gonna get a distress look after adding the water here. And you can see that how those water sprinkles kind of you can pick that ink. So that is the thing. Now you will get a lots of ideas with this, but what I want to start with is this inks and this papers. Of course we will make some cards with different ideas and stencils and everything else, but the basic idea of this is like I want to give you something different and you will get more from your product. So this is the die. You can directly color this, put this frame, put that colored frame here. You can use all these colors, mix and match, and put on the white card, and you can stamp any sentiment or image and color that. This is a very normal way of doing this. Then what happens when you get this kind of dies? You run through them twice or thrice and still you didn't get, or don't throw them. We can get a more nicer designs with this. You can use any stencil for this. I just want to show you that how you can get more ideas from this. So I have this stencil, and this is from the Eco Park. If you don't have the stencil, if you purchase the add-ons, then you will have the that kind of thing. And if you don't have the stencil, still you can use this technique by using the masking tapes. So now first of all I'll show you how you can use the masking tapes here. And this is my masking tape, and this is kind of I bought a different sizes tape from the Amazon, and what I love to do with these tapes is you can kind of mask the thing. Now where if you buy the pattern background die there, you can directly stamp those background stamp here, and then you can get this thing. But here I just want to show you the different ways of getting more things from your dies or stencils, or you can use the embossing folder here too. I'll speed up a little bit the process afterwards. If you watch my previous video, you know that I love to create my own backgrounds and different kind of backgrounds. In that way, if you don't have the kit or you have the similar kind of products, you can create these backgrounds with those, or just changing a little bit of pattern and paper, you can create these awesome backgrounds. So this is the first background I created with the tape, and it's a masking tape. Somehow I tear it little bit, but no way, you can keep it is that way, or you can add more colors. Every time I want to add a little bit more colors, so kind of see that how it goes. And I really love to create these kind of backgrounds. Here the background paper I'm using, the white one, is the label paper background, so it have that kind of effect that it is not sticking the any color there. Anyways, then I'm directly rubbing this on the texture paper, spreading a little bit of water, and now I'm choosing the Canson watercolor paper, and then I'm creating again. This video is too long, so I don't want to make it too long, so I will use not all these papers today, but I will show some more backgrounds in upcoming videos. So I already made those background, but somehow I didn't able to edit this video. Now for this I want like a gradient kind of effect going. This is little bit tilted. I didn't use the properly tape here, and here I'm using the Be Creative tape, the double-sided tape, in two different thickness, and then I'm using again the same inks and the daubers. I want to create it here a gradient look of the foiling paper. So after this I remove all those papers, and after that I'm using this iridescent paper foil, and I'm just sticking that, rubbing with my fingers and adding more foil. But somehow you see that it's a little bit tilted. At that time I didn't realize that, and I thought it will be work, but yeah, it's a little bit tilted, and I first of all decided to cut out that, but then I just dropped that idea. Now here is the thing that how you can add those beautiful paper cuttings on this paper to get a more and different kind of background altogether. For this I decided to cut out the background from that rice paper or handmade paper, and I'm using here a lawn fawn glue. It's a really nice and quick glue, and as this is this scrap of paper, I didn't measure it properly, but yeah, then I'm kind of putting all those frames together, and I just want to create a nice thick border on the one side, and same with flowers and those two, and you can use this background vertically or horizontally. Now here I'm using directly alcohol markers on the paper, and this is kind of little bit textured paper, and then kind of mixing the shades of the red, orange and yellow. Then I just stamped those llamas, donkeys, I think those are donkeys, or penata, whatever you call them. And then I stamped the sentiment also, and then just put a little bit double-sided tape all around it, and then putting all those in the row. Trick is here, you can put those like the first and last one, and in between you can adjust the third one, so it can be overlap, but it's okay. So this is the card. After I add little bit of glitter and shimmer on that with the Spectrum Novi aqua pen, I think, yeah. And then these are again the borders. Now here I'm planning to make the kind of more borders and creating borders out of that frame, so you will get more out of that fancy die. I really love these fancy dies which came in the Hero Art kits, and I'm kind of choosing very bright color combination this time. If you watch my videos before, I like the rainbow colors and all the bright things happening in my card. So after this, I'm just cutting the excess and trimming off with the scissors, and I choose this a bright orange color. And for these kind of techniques, if you don't have the die cut properly, or you don't want to waste your paper if the die cut is not properly, then you can do this, because this is a very intricate die. Most of the times I have to use my shim for this. Then I'm kind of figuring out which is my center, kind of eyeballing it, and then putting these borders there. And for the middle border, I decided to use little bit of foam on the double-sided foam tape on both the sides. And I want to use this fancy die also, which is like a kind of green, to pop and get the whole frame together. But you can layer those dies together, like, sorry, my head is in between, and you can create 2-3 borders there. We can make that kind of card also. And here I'm kind of figuring out that how I want to, you know, kind of fitting that inside. I have lots of ideas and lots of backgrounds make with this fun fancy die, and you will see that in the upcoming videos. And always kind of put those ideas in your other products also, so you can use the similar products for these ideas. And then I just put that, and before that I thought it should be a nice idea to stamp the sentiment, so I just stamped the birthday. I'm using Salmon Says black ink here, and kind of popping out really nice on these vibrant colors. And then I don't want to waste those small scallops, which is the leftover from the die, and then I put those kind of on both the side of birthday. So it is kind of very versatile card. You can put here any kind of sentiment, and most of the times when I use the sentiment, it's not like that I will use the same sentiment, it's from the kit. Sometimes I have the stash which already I stamped the sentiment. Sometimes there is something on my desk and I feel that I want to use that, so I use that also. So now again I splattered that and it didn't come out nicely, so I just want to cover it that, but I don't want to miss that background also. I just want to show that background little bit, so I'm using that leftover piece of the rice paper, which is inside the handmade paper, inside the die. And then I decided to add something on this, and I want to see that if I stamp on this, how it gonna work. It is not gonna work that finely or nicely as the paperwork, but yeah, still it works. So I decided to use that kind of die which create a fancy flare on the top, and then I just put off a little bit pencil marks and use, this is permanent marker, and then I just decided to stamp aloha or then the bird. So I use the black ink because it kind of seeing through, and then I want to add a little bit color. Now remember, if you're using alcohol marker, they're gonna bleed on this, so be kind of in the lines or a little bit inside the lines, so that when it's spread, it's not gonna go outside. I'll able to manage that, so you can also. Although this image is too small, it's easy to color, you just have to little bit of dash of colors there. Then I stamp the image and add a little bit of color in that also, and just kind of making everything gonna work here. And I'm just switching in between the cards cause sometimes it need little bit time for drying. I can't use that, so I will come to that card next. And I don't like to put the videos editing that way. I like to put in like the what I do and how I do, so you can see guys how I can switching in the cards. Now this is the life is a beautiful dream. I already stamped it and it's in my stash and it is sitting on my desk for a long while, so I want to use this. So I'm just using those scrap of papers, the leftover from those dies, and then I die it out one and then kind of seeing that which background gonna look nice. So you can see that how it works. Now for this special, particularly for this die, when you are cutting your 8.5 papers, you can't get this die cut properly, so you need quarter of an inch more, 1/4 inch more. So I just cut that paper and then I cut out some other fancy flowers from that, and just want to add a little bit on that black, and then I'm gonna put the whole panel on the black colored cardstock. So it's kind of matching at the same time. I like this way rather than having the all fluorescent image, all that. And then I just put inside a white color cardstock to write something, and then adding a little bit of Neo drops to just kind of holding everything together. Picking those color, always making rainbow colors, so you can use any colors. And just want to put this orange card inside so that recipient can write something on that. Now for the next one, I just use this marker. This is like VersaFine marker, it's from Rangers, and then I'm adding the pigment from them. It's mica pigment, so they're gonna catch, and then I'll spritz it little bit of water and hits at them. You can use the perfect falls for this, and that's gonna look really nice. It's not too shimmery, but it's good. If you don't have that, you can directly use the marker pens and aqua pens for that. And then I'm putting the black on black frame and kind of getting these two dyes together. Now you can see that how I did. And then these two I just want to add on a white color, and then I'm just cutting. I'm not measuring anything here, I just go with the flow, that how it works for me. And then I'm just trimming off any excess, and then kind of decided that what should I do. So these are the scrap paper with me with the golden that frame I cut out with. So it's a golden paper, mirror paper, and it's a little bit sometimes tricky with work with the glue, but somehow I manage. But still I have some kind of spots there, so be sure to use the glue dot. You can use glue dots for kind of get rid of that thing. And just want to pop the panel on it. I don't have the orange fun foam with me, so I'm using here pink, and I don't have black also, so but go ahead and whatever you had. If you don't have fun foam, add a layer of if that bothers you, add a bit layer of the orange or black color cardstock. Then I just kind of put that aside, and I'm just working on the second one. So I'm again cutting out those two frames, and this time I'm using the orange one, and that hello die is from last month kit. So again orange on orange, and I really like that composition, that how that gonna look nice. It kind of giving a little bit subtle background and kind of creating very elegant card with it. And then I'm kind of putting those frame together, and this time I'm just pushing them together so all the flowers gonna match on each other, and then I'm just trimming off the excess, so you can see that. And then I'm just putting the glue. Somehow I want to add a little bit dimension there with the cardstock, but then I see that there is peek through window, so if I add that thing, it gonna look like a white thing there. So you can add an orange dot, but then orange paper, but then I decided to skip that part and just put the hello sentiment there. Just kind of putting all the things in the matching way, and it's kind of very beautiful and elegant card. You can turn this card into any card, like the hello birthday or anything you want. Or this is the beautiful card for Mother Day also. You can add more flowers from those extra flowers, stamps and dies which came in a kit to add more details. I just want to keep it simple on this card, so I put that way. Now then I stamp this many thanks and use the same perfect pearls trick. First stamp it, then use a perfect pearls, mist this little bit of water and then stick on it. And then I'm sticking this before card is now kind of dry, the new drop, so I'm using the yellow paper in the background, and then I'm just trimming the excess one, and then I'm gonna pop this all through the red cardstock. So I like the layering this way, so you can have a little bit of color every time here and there. These are the some cards I made, and I know we made a lots of paper in between, and I will show you some more cards in upcoming videos. This kit arrived a little bit late to me, so I didn't able to make cards, and somehow the time management so the priorities are different nowadays with the kid. But yeah, still I'll soon post the next video and other haul videos. I have lots of videos with me, but I didn't do a voiceover yet, so stay tuned with me. And if you like my channel, do subscribe to it. If you like these ideas, hit the subscribe button. You can follow me on my all social medias, and you can leave a comment. I will make sure that if you want to have any kind of special request, I try to make that thing also. I love to read your comments. Thanks for your all appreciation and support, and taking me as I am with the time late and delay things. But believe me, with the kid is my first priority, so it's kind of sometimes different and difficult for me. And until the next crafty project, have a crafty life. Bye bye, take care.